Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Vedic Astrologer. My name is Rajat Kapoor. Today in this video, I am going to talk about Sun's upcoming transit in the sign of Virgo. Sun is moving out from its own house or own sign of Leo and going to enter in the sign of Virgo on 17th of September. And Sun is going to stay in the sign of Virgo till 17th of October. Sun is always very consistent when it comes to its monthly transit. And in any case, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, share this video with your friends and stay up to date with all the upcoming videos on transits and Vedic astrology. And in case you wish to book a personalized consultation with me, you can check out the link to my website and the process of reaching out to me. Sun, the fiery planet, is entering the Earth sign of Virgo on 17th of September. In this video, I'm going to talk about how it is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs or the moon signs. But before we get into the analysis, let's talk in general and some important dates as well in terms of how it is going to have an impact on all of us. Sun is the natural 5th house lord of the Kalpurusha Kundli. Sun represents the soul. Sun is the king of all planets. Sun represents the father or father figure. Sun rules the natural 5th house, the sign of Leo, which is a very progressive sign. This is where the king sits. It's a futuristic house. It is all about future. Therefore, we see children from the 5th house. This is also connected to our past life deeds, which really sets the foundation for the near future. This house also plays a very important role in wealth. Sun is all about consistency. Sun is about lineage. It is the giver of energy. It is the natural Atmakaraka. It is one of the most important planets. It holds power. It is all about authority. It is about leadership and government as well. So Sun's been moving in a great dignity in its own sign, its comfort space in Leo, and now it is moving out, and it will be one step away from getting debilitated in the sign of Libra, which will be the next transit. This is the natural 5th house lord going into the natural 6th house of the Kalpurusha Kundli. 6th house is all about daily routines. It is about competition. It is also about intelligence. It is about debts and diseases. This is a very important house which represents growth because it is also an Upachaya house, and being second from the 5th house, it represents wealth for future. It represents growth of your children, growth of your creativity, of your speculation. So this is an important transit. Sun naturally is considered very good in the 6th house because it is an Upachaya bhava, and Sun is a natural malefic. Since Sun plays a very important role in growth, it does fairly well in this house. Now during this transit, Sun is going to move through 3 nakshatras. Currently, Sun is transiting in Uttara Phalguni nakshatra, which is its own nakshatra. Therefore, Sun is in great dignity. So from 17th of September till 27th of September, Sun is in a good dignity as it is transiting in its own nakshatra. After that, Sun is going to move in Hasta nakshatra, which is ruled by Moon, and it is going to stay in Hasta nakshatra till 11th of October, and on 11th of October, Sun is going to move in Chitra nakshatra, which is ruled by Mars, and it is going to stay in Chitra nakshatra for the next few days. Now during this time, Sun is moving into good nakshatras from its nature perspective. It is either in its own nakshatra or the nakshatra of its friend, which is Moon or Mars. During this transit, 3 signs in your chart are going to have a positive impact. It is the sign of Aries, Taurus and Capricorn, because this is where the rulers of these nakshatras get exalted, which is Sun, Moon and Mars. Now from a cycle perspective, the first 10 days of transit, Sun continues to focus and activate the 4th cycle, which is all about happiness and comforts, your homeland, mother, where you feel most protected. And from 27th of September till 17th of October, Sun is going to be activating the 5th cycle, which is very important. It is all about future. It is all about making decisions for your own betterment. It is about progression. It is about growth. It is about creative pursuits and learning the art of creativity and innovation. During this transit, Sun is also forming a Parivartana yoga with Mercury that rules the sign of Virgo, because Mercury is transiting in the sign of Leo and Sun is in Virgo. So this means they are creating a powerful Parivartana Yoga. In a simple terms, this means that during this time, Sun and Mercury are kind of exchanging their duties or roles. During the first few days of the transit, Sun is likely to behave as Mercury. That means it will deliver results in a fast and a quick manner, because that is the inherent nature of Mercury. So you could say that most part of this transit, Sun is likely to behave as if it is Mercury being exalted in the sign of Virgo. So overall, it is quite a positive transit. From an aspect perspective, Sun has a 7th aspect of desire, and during this transit, it is going to aspect the sign of Pisces, which is 7th from itself. What does Sun desire? Sun desires you to pursue spiritual practices. Sun desires you to help others. 12th house, Pisces sign, it is also about losses and giving away. So make this time to donate generously to the best of your capacity, and at the same time, it is about foreign lands, isolated places. It is also time to put your focus on your sleep and have a very consistent sleep for your overall betterment, and also following some spiritual practices such as meditation, yoga and sadhana. During the exact time of this transit, when I prepare a chart, it is Sagittarius rising, as you can see here, and Sun is placed in the 10th house. During the time of the transit, it is very crucial to understand, and Sun here gains direction strength, which means it's Digbali. It has the blessings of the Digpala Devata, and it is also in Parivartan with Mercury. It is also creating a Parivartana Yoga as well as a Dharma Karma Adipati Yoga, because the 9th house Lord and the 10th house Lord have exchanged places. So the timing of this transit is quite auspicious, which means that 9th house and 10th house matters are going to be the focus for a lot of people. Fortune, focusing a lot on your actions, your dharma, work, profession. These are some of the important matters related to the 9th house and the 10th house. I consider this as a very progressive transit before Sun goes into its debilitation state. So this could be an optimum time for us to make the most of this month. Who is going to have the maximum impact of this transit? If you are running a Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratantardasha where Sun is playing a role, you are likely to be impacted by this transit. If Mercury is playing a role, you are likely to be impacted by this transit. If you have prominent planets in the sign of Leo, in the sign of Virgo or in the sign of Gemini, you are also likely to be impacted by this transit. Sun is also conjoined Moon and Mars on the day of the transit, and it is going to be conjoined with Mars for most part of this transit. This also means that if you are running a Mahadasha where Moon or Mars is involved, if you have prominent planets in the sign of Aries, Scorpio or Cancer, you are likely to be impacted by this transit. So this is likely to have an impact on a lot of people. Plus, I have observed in my research that Sun's transit plays a very important role in terms of key events in life, whether it is getting married, whether it is getting a new job, building a house or certain important decisions of the life. There is always a pattern that people have with regards to Sun's transit, and there can't be any predictions that can be made without understanding the transit of the Sun. Let's talk about how this is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant or moon signs. From a physical point of view, you can relate it to your ascendant sign, and from a mental point of view, you can relate it to your moon sign. So once again, I'd like to clarify that I use the sidereal calculation, Chitrapaksha Ayanamsha, which is different from the Western calculation. This calculation that I use is far more accurate. It considers the actual position of the grahas, planets in the night sky. Now let's start with Aries ascendants. For Aries ascendants, Sun becomes the ruler of the 5th house and it is moving into your 6th house in this transit. The ruler of your future, children, progression in life, wealth, creativity, speculation. This is an important house, and Sun is a Yoga Karaka planet for Aries ascendants. Sun is now moving in your 6th house of daily routines, competition, debts and diseases, the house that also represents growth for you, the house that also represents intelligence in your chart. This transit is important because Sun is future focused during this transit. the key message for you is that you need to put all your focus, energies, and be consistent in terms of your daily routine. What you do on a day-to-day basis needs to have discipline, needs to have a factor of loyalty. You're also likely to face certain competition during this transit, which could be favorable for your own growth. From here, Sun is going to aspect your 12th house, and Sun is going to really focus on deepening some foreign connections during this transit, or people from foreign land. This can also make you a bit inclined towards certain spiritual practices, and if you do that, it could be good for your overall well-being. You might need to put a lot of focus on your sleep. Getting a good night's sleep would be essential for you to ensure that you stay energized all through the day. Sun is also giving you a message that before it reaches your 7th house towards the west direction in your chart where the sun sets, this is an opportunity for you to really focus on your own growth. Job prospects could improve. There could be certain new opportunities that could come your way in case your Dasha Antardasha is supportive. One of the things that you need to be mindful of is any kind of overindulgence in foods, in any kind of drinks. So this is something which you need to take control of. I do not advise any dietary restrictions to people, but then you need to be cautious. You need to have a balanced routine. This is what I advise to people, particularly if you have some spiritual pursuits. This is the only thing that you need to take care of. During this transit, your 1st house, 2nd house and 10th house are likely to demonstrate positive results, which means that this is an excellent time for your own personal and professional growth. This could also bring some wealth gains and new source of income for you if you work towards it. Overall, I would say it is a positive transit. Particularly, the first half of this transit is good for you. I wish you the very best. It is now time to talk about Taurus ascendants. For Taurus ascendants, Sun becomes the ruler of the 4th house and it is making a transit in the 5th house. Sun rules the house of comfort for you, mother, your homeland, where you feel protected, your happy comfort space. And Sun is moving in your 5th house of future, children, speculation. This is a progressive house. This is where the king likes to sit. Sun is naturally very comfortable in the 5th house. From here, Sun is aspecting your 11th house, which is the house of gains, your overall social network. Sun desires you to put your focus, energy and resources in making certain gains during this time, expanding your social network through your leadership by demonstrating certain amount of authority, but then you need to channelize it in the right direction. Otherwise, if the ego gets into your head, that could be bad for you, as this can really spoil relationships with certain people, particularly those who have certain authority. So you need to be cautious in this aspect. The key message for you is that your happiness now is towards your future. You need to make certain decisions during this time, spend time with your own self and put certain goals in place, certain things that you wish to achieve or do in the coming months. If your Mahadasha is currently supportive, this transit can bring some sort of favors when it comes to real estate matters, when it comes to vehicle related matters, and also with regards to your children. You will feel content when you start planning and thinking about the future, and this is quite a progressive transit in my opinion. One of the things that you need to be mindful of is take care of your stomach. You're likely to be prone towards digestive issues, so this is something which you need to take care of. Have plenty of water. That can really help you with all these matters, because there is fire in your belly and that needs to be balanced. During this transit, your 12th house, 1st house and 9th house are likely to demonstrate positive results, which is quite transformational. So your transformation is going to come if you follow spirituality and if you follow dharma. Any long distance travel can also be quite supportive during this time. Overall, I would say it is a positive transit and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Gemini ascendants. For Gemini ascendants, Sun becomes the ruler of the 3rd house and it is making a transit in the 4th house. Sun rules the house of change in your chart, the house of efforts, siblings, short journeys. Third house plays a very important role in growth because it is one of the Upachaya bhavas. Fourth house represents happiness, comforts, satisfaction, where you feel most comfortable, protected, your mother or the homeland. This is the space where Sun really does not feel very comfortable because it loses its direction. Sun gains directional strength when it is in the 10th house, but when it is in the opposite house, it has zero direction. From a placement perspective, it is challenging. Going into the 4th house and aspecting the 10th house means that there is a lot of desire for you to put your efforts into your work. So there could be some breakthrough decisions and support from your seniors that you might see during this time. But one thing that you need to be mindful of is any kind of workplace politics or the environment at your work. Stay away from it. If you were to take some time off, do that. I mean, spend time in terms of things that make you feel content, things that make you feel happy. Pursue your personal interest. This is quite an excellent time for you when it comes to matters related to your personal interest that gives you happiness, that gives you joy, and try to stay consistent in these matters. This is the message of Sun. During this transit, your 11th house, 12th house and 8th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. Gains are there for sure. There is no stoppage of gains because if your expenses will rise, your income is going to rise as well. And there is also a certain amount of transformation that I can see during this transit. Spend time in terms of researching new subjects or matters during this transit. I would say overall it is a mixed transit, but as and when Sun will progress further, it is going to get better for you. I wish you the very best. Now let's talk about Cancer ascendants. For Cancer ascendant, Sun becomes the ruler of the 2nd house and it is making a transit in the 3rd house, the ruler of your family, where and how you feed yourself, your wealth, income, savings and your speech is moving into the 3rd house of efforts, of change. This house plays a very important role in growth because it is an Upachaya house, and this is also the house of short journeys and siblings. Sun naturally does very well in the 3rd house, and from here Sun is going to aspect your 9th house. Sun's desire for you is to focus on dharma, focus on long distance travel, and also get yourself a guru. Take some upadesha or blessings, learnings from your guru or mentor. This will be quite vital for you during this time to help you cope up with any kind of change, because you will get good guidance, you will get the right advice. The message is very clear. Change is constant and change is there. How you cope up with this change is up to you. There could also be certain gain in terms of your wealth or income, or if you incline towards savings or making some long-term investment related decisions, this could be a potentially favorable time for you. During this transit, your 10th house, 11th house and 7th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. If you are in any kind of business, if that is your work, you're likely to gain and make new connections or associations during this time, which could be quite favorable for you. The other suggestion that I have for you is take advice from your partner, because they are going to play a very important role during this time to support you. Overall, I would say it is a mixed transit and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Leo ascendants. For Leo ascendants, Sun is the Lagna Lord, the Lord of 1st house, yourself, your body, immunity, your knowledge and intelligence, who you are, is making a transit in the 2nd house of how and where you feed yourself. It's a very clear message. I hope you get it. This house also represents your family, your accumulated wealth, savings and your speech. Sun is going to be aspecting the 8th house during this time. What does Sun desire? Sun desires you to change. Sun desires you to transform and be prepared with sudden changes in your life that can come your way. You might also develop some sort of interest in occult sciences, Jyotish or any similar research on hidden subjects. Naturally, this is causing a Dhan Yoga in transit, but at the same time, one of the things that you need to be mindful of is your speech. Any kind of aggressive speech needs to be avoided during this time. Be humble, as polite as you can. Keep this in mind. You need to focus on your inner meaning. and that will translate into your feeling, which is your actions in the society. You need to really think through and don't feel bad about something, right? Stay in a very positive direction. It really means a lot for you to think deep, reflect, and build positive connections with any kind of messages that you have. Even if you get into a quarrel, try to find out a positive solution towards it for your own satisfaction. Channelize these energies appropriately in the right direction so that you can gain wealth during this time. It is quite a progressive time for you because Sun has already supported you a lot while it was transiting in your ascendant. Now it is time for growth. Now it is time for financial management. During the transit, your 9th house, 10th house and 6th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. That means fortune is going to play a very important role, and your higher learning as well in your job or profession related matters, and there could be growth if you learn. Overall, I say it is a positive transit and I wish you the very best. Now it's time for Virgo ascendants. For Virgo ascendants, Sun is the 12th lord. The 12th lord is making a transit in the first house itself. The Sun for Virgo ascendants rules losses. It rules your higher self-consciousness, spirituality, the ability to give, the ability to help others. It also rules your sleep, bed comforts and all kinds of pleasures. It is making a transit in your ascendant in your first house, which is yourself, your body, your soul, knowledge, intelligence, who you are, your key strengths. Sun is the Karaka, significator of the first house. It represents the soul, it represents who we are. Therefore, it is quite a powerful and a comfortable position for Sun. First house also represents eastern direction where Sun rises and it is in its happy state. This is quite a progressive time for you for the year, considering that Sun is also in Parivartana with your Lagna Lord Mercury. This has the ability to deliver results in a quick manner. Your focus needs to be a lot in terms of spiritual practices, and at the same time put your energy and attention in helping others, giving others. This is the time for reflection. This is the time for understanding your key strengths. Make a note of those strengths and try to build on those strengths for you to be successful in anything that you do. Sun is going to be aspecting your 7th house. Sun desires you to bring harmony, bring certain sense of responsibility in your relationship or business partnership. It demands loyalty. The message is very clear. If you do that, your spouse is going to support and go out of the way to do anything for you. During this transit, your 8th house, 9th house and 5th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. That means you are likely to have some sort of interest in Jyotish or occult sciences. And at the same time, if you focus on your strengths, you are likely to progress during this transit. One of the things that you need to be mindful of is you need to have plenty of water during this transit to keep control on the fire within. You need to stay hydrated for your own benefit. Overall, I would say it is a good and a promising transit. I wish you the very best. Now it's time for Libra ascendants. For Libra ascendants, Sun becomes the ruler of the 11th house and it is making a transit in the 12th house. The ruler of your gains, your overall social network, the network of your friends, who you like the most. 11th house also plays a very important role in recognition, in all kinds of gains, and that is the role of the 11th lord. It is making a transit in the house of losses, the house of your higher self-consciousness, spiritual practices, the house that also represents your sleep or bed comforts. Now 12th house is a Maran Karaka placement for Sun. Therefore, it is not the most comfortable placement for Sun because it loses its significance in this house. While being here, Sun is aspecting the 6th house. Sun desires you to focus your energy, resources and work towards fixing your daily routine, putting things in practice that can help you secure a good job or a better opportunity. At the job front, the message is for you to do things differently, or if you're looking for new opportunities, then bring some changes or innovation into it. Maybe you need to refine your resume, or you need to act differently with people, deal with them accordingly, leverage your communication because Sun is in exchange with Mercury during this transit. The message for you is that this is the time for spiritual gains. This is also a time when your father can really go out of the way, or any father figure, to help you and support you during this time. Make the most of it. It is time for you to gain your spiritual practices, focus a lot on your sleep in terms of things that make you feel comfortable, and increasing your higher self-consciousness. The more you become aware of yourself, try to do a SWOT analysis, try to understand your key strengths, opportunity areas, what are certain weaknesses or things or areas where you can improve, how you can progress further. This is quite a reflection time for you, so make the most of this month reflecting and also in rejuvenating. Take it easy and stay comfortable during this time is my advice to you. Your 7th house, 8th house and 4th house are likely to demonstrate positive results, so you would need support from your partner or those who are opposite to you for your own transformation. And I feel the last part of this transit could be a bit more comfortable for you during this time. Overall, I say it is a mixed transit and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Scorpio ascendants. For Scorpio, Sun is the ruler of the 10th house and it is making a transit in the 11th house, the ruler of your actions in the society, your profession, work, job. 10th house is the most important Kendra house. Now Sun is making a transit in your 11th house, which is the house of gains, which is the house of your wider network, the house of recognition, all the material things in your life. This is quite a progressive transit when it comes to work related matters. Success is there if you work towards it. Growth is there because 11th house also represents growth. Sun from here is going to aspect your 5th house. This growth is all about your future. It is about making yourself secure. It is about positional growth. It is about getting yourself in a position where you feel progressive at a mental and also at a physical level. In case your dasha, antardasha is supportive, this can bring you workplace related gains and success in these areas, and also any kind of recognition if you work towards it. Please understand, nothing will come if you don't put any efforts, because you might want to focus a lot on your free will during this time. Take charge of your decisions and also your emotions involved. One of the things that you need to be mindful of is take control and care of your gut and ensure that you have a balanced routine during this time. Your 6th house, 7th house and 3rd house are likely to deliver positive results, which is also indicative of growth. There is also support from your partner or your spouse during this time, so you need to make the most of it. Overall, I would say it is a progressive and a good transit, and I wish you the very best. Now it's time for Sagittarius ascendants. For Sagittarius ascendants, Sun is a Yoga Karaka planet because it rules your 9th house. 9th house of fortune, bhagya, long distance travel, your father, guru, and also your higher learning. This Sun is making a transit in your 10th house. 10th house of career, profession, your actions in the society. 10th house, the most important Kendra. This is forming a natural yoga in the transit, and Sun also gains directional strength in the 10th house. It is Digbali. That means during this transit there is blessings of Digpala Devta. Sun is going to be aspecting the 4th house. Sun desires you to focus your energy, your resources and attention to those things that make you feel happy, that make you feel content. Care towards your mother, spend time with her, and also do certain things for your own homeland. That could be quite beneficial for you. Work for the people or the betterment of the society. This is quite a progressive transit because fortune is going to be very supportive when it comes to your workplace related matters, job related matters. Success is going to be there, condition if your dasha is supportive during this time. If you've been looking for a new opportunity, this could be potentially a game changer time for you to explore and secure yourself an opportunity that could be quite beneficial for you in the long run. Your 5th house, 6th house and 2nd house are likely to demonstrate positive results, so it is quite supportive from wealth related matters when it comes to future, and this will also help you to establish some sort of daily routine for yourself. One of the things that you need to be mindful of is take control of your ego. Avoid demonstrating your ego at your workplace. Have authority, have command, but then leverage it in a positive way to the best of your abilities for your own leadership skills. Overall, it is a progressive and a promising transit. I wish you the very best. Now let's talk about Capricorn ascendants. For Capricorn ascendant, Sun becomes the ruler of the 8th house and it is making a transit in the 9th house. The ruler of the house of longevity, transformation, sudden changes or ups and downs, hidden knowledge and occult sciences is making a transit in the 9th house of higher learning, 9th house of dharma, fortune, long distance travel and also your father. Sun is one of the karakas in the 9th house, therefore it generally does well in the 9th house. But then the 8th house moving into the 9th house is causing certain obstacles when it comes to your fortune related matters or dharmic related matters. Avoid getting into a situation where you start questioning your own dharma. Be logical as well in that matter, but at the same time have some faith in terms of whatever you believe. Take it easy during this time. Sun is going to be aspecting your 3rd house. Sun desires you to put your attention and your resources in change and put more efforts in anything that you're doing for your own growth. Change is inevitable and that is going to bring in consistency in your life. Rise up early, stay on the ground, be action oriented during this time. It is not the time to sit back and relax. It is time to act. During this transit, your 4th house, 5th house and 1st house are likely to demonstrate positive results, which means there's going to be a lot of focus in terms of staying in your comfort zone, but then you need to try and move out of your comfort space for your own benefit, for your own transformation. Overall, I would say it is a mixed transit, but I wish you the very best. Now let's talk about Aquarius ascendants. For Aquarius ascendants, Sun becomes the ruler of the 7th house and it is making a transit in the 8th house. From here, Sun is going to be aspecting your 2nd house. What does Sun desires? Sun desires you to put your focus, resources, energy and loyalty towards your family and its related matters. Also in terms of making potential savings during this time, which could be quite beneficial for you in the long run. This is the lord of your marriage, partnership, relationship, harmony, business and those people who are opposite to you, making a transit in the 8th house of transformation. So marriage can bring transformation during this time. There are also gains indicated for those who are married or those who are likely to be married soon. This is where Sun can really support. You need your partner's support for transformation and that is likely to be there during this time. But then you need to be prepared for sudden changes as well. That is the kind of message which Sun is giving during this transit. Transformation is not an easy journey. So you need to take a step-by-step guided approach. Stay patient and resilient during this time. Take it easy for the next 1 month would be my advice to you and follow certain spiritual practices. Practice yoga, meditation or recite any kind of prayers. You can recite Aditya Hridaya Stotam to give yourself strength and to boost your confidence during this time. Your 3rd house, 4th house and 12th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. Change is going to be there. There could be short journeys as well, which could bring some sort of happiness and foreign connections during this time. So focus on that. Overall, I would say it is a mixed transit, but I wish you the very best. Now let's talk about Pisces ascendants. For Pisces ascendants, Sun is the 6th house lord and it is making a transit in the 7th house. The ruler of your daily routine, the ruler of competition, debts and diseases, the house of growth, and this is also the house where we see job from, is making a transit in the 7th house of marriage, partnership, relationship, harmony, those people who are opposite to you. This is naturally not the most comfortable space for Sun because this is the west direction where Sun sets. So it is not in the most happy space and not the most comfortable house for the Sun as well. But then your daily routines, your focus needs to be there in terms of your marriage, partnership. If you run any sort of business, this is where you would need to think through and make certain decisions during this time. There could be a possibility that you might look back and reconsider some of the decisions that you've made in the recent past and try to reflect whether this decision was right or not. Sun is going to be aspecting your first house, so this is the time for reflection. Sun desires you to bring consistency in your own life. Rise up early and stay consistent in anything that you're doing. Be loyal to your own self first before being loyal to other people. You need to really understand your key strengths and leverage from those strengths. You always need to remember that it's just a month's time and it is going to pass. So it's not very challenging, but at the same time you need to focus a lot on your own self in terms of your decision making capabilities. One advice will also be to take support of your partner during this time. Wherever you're stuck in terms of making any decisions or any critical matters that are there in your life, do it together. This is in your personal life and also in business as well. During this transit, your second house, third house and 11th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. So this could be promising when it comes to finance related matters, but at the same time it can bring some sort of changes in your life in terms of certain decisions that you've been making. Overall, I would say it is a mixed transit, but I wish you the very best. So this was about Sun's transit in the sign of Virgo and how it is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs. And once again, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, please share it with your friends, spread the awareness. I wish that Sun's transit in the earthy sign of Virgo brings prosperity and brings tremendous opportunity for all of us to grow in our lives. This is what this sign represents. It is all about dealing with others and helping us fix our daily routine. Once again, I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much and God bless you all.